Parliament back home, majority bebre. Today in Parliament, the Speaker has adjourned sitting indefinitely till further notice, pending a Supreme Court ruling to stay the execution of declaring 4 seats vacant. And here on Sauce and Pepper, we want to find out, what does this do to government business and the future of Ghana politics?
Honorable members, I have consulted leadership, and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
Kingsley, yes. It's an interesting time to be a Ghanaian right now.
To be alive, actually.
I'm telling you, Parliamentary showdown.
I'm loving it.
But you know, I have said that when 2 elephants are fighting, it is the ground that suffers. And as it stands now, today in Parliament, everyone seems to want to sit at the side of the majority. No one wants to sit at minority. What does this do to government business and the future of Ghana politics?
So, well, if you ask me, it can do a lot of harm, because we are in a very critical moment of government business where you have just 2 months to elections and you have a lot going on. Yeah. The decision by the Speaker, if you ask me, is a masterstroke. What it does is that now he has also adjourned the House indefinitely. Right. So now it is literally telling the judiciary, now you can waste your time. And I also will not call them back if you haven't given a judgment on that thing. So it has a very dangerous effect for government business, if you ask me.
Okay, so and again, a lot of legal brains are saying that anyone you speak to, most of them are saying that Supreme Court erred in its ruling and even in its procedure. And people like the former Director General of Ghana School of Law says that the ruling of the Supreme Court is an affront to common sense. In other words, it's an insult to common sense, which I believe in strengthening institutions. Where does this place Supreme Court as a whole? And you have the person, the Chief Justice, going to church saying that he was praying this cup of tea will pass her by and all of that. So where does this put Supreme Court?
Last night I called Auntie Lizzie. I said, Auntie Lizzie, I said, Pastor Elizabeth, this week I've been in the eye of the storm. If you don't mind, let this cup pass over me. And she said, you are coming to your own home.
First and foremost, we should set some records straight. Afenyomakin did not err by taking this issue to the court.
Okay.
Whether the High Court or Supreme Court, the Supreme Court actually have powers to take issues from lower courts to their courts. So that one is neither here or there. But we have to state that using the state institutions like we have it, especially for judiciary, he didn't err.
Okay.
But I am beginning to feel that he going there to tell Parliament what to do is what I don't really understand, because they have their standing orders.
Right.
And now if for every issue you take it to the Supreme Court to stay or stop the Parliament from running, mind you, separation of powers, and they are all on the 5th floor, if you ask me. Nobody is below it.
Right.
That is why you have judges go to the Parliament to get their nominations and vetting approved before they become judges of the Supreme Court. So at some point in time, somebody is checking somebody. But where now somebody can tell me that stop your work because I have the power to tell you to stop. No, we shouldn't get there. And that's where it becomes murky when we told that part. So first and foremost, taking it to the Supreme Court is not bad, but the approach is what I have a problem with.
So what do you have? You know, we talked extensively about this injunction thing, and now it's Parliament that is facing this injunction. So people are asking, assuming that this ruling by the Speaker now, what if someone also decides to go to court and injunct the Speaker from adjourning sitting indefinitely?
What are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves as a country? We can't go on like that. So, and especially,
so would you agree if the former director of Ghana School of Law says that this ruling is an insult to common sense.
I am not a lawyer,
right,
and I don't know where he's coming from. Okay. But like I keep saying, the article or the law that specifies that you forfeit your seat when you move, like it is one. This is not the me and Charles that we have to go and think about and say, okay, what were the people thinking before they put it in their constitution? But this one is when you move from A to B, and we did it 4 years ago, it was okay. But today we have a problem. So out of this, we are going to get a new ruling that will change the thing entirely, assuming our Supreme Court says, okay, now you can't just vacate your seat by joining another party. So you have a parliament where if today I have an issue with my political party, if I'm on the NPP side, I'll just take my bag and say, hey, I've left you people. I'm moving to the other side. Can we go on like this as a country?
But what do you also have to say about the swiftness with which they were able to assemble the Chief Justice and all these judges to sit on a matter at a time when they also believe they are pending issues? By day, I mean NDC. They believe that they have pending issues at the Supreme Court that needs urgent attention that they didn't get. And an issue as telling Parliament what to do has got this swiftness, apex court.
See, I side with them when they make such assertions, right? Sometimes, like they always say, justice must be seen to be done,
not
right?
just
so sometimes the antics and the optics around some of the issues we bring to the court, yes, and I agree with them. Like, I agree with them because some of the issues we bring to the court. See the Domelovo issue. See, it went round in circles when we are talking about someone going on retirement. But he had just a year.
To be fair to the court, at a time where they are experiencing an all-time low confidence in the judiciary, and at a time when the government needs certain businesses to be done, we all agree that Ghana is hot right now, and some businesses have to be done. And one of the reasons they went is that government's business will be impeded. So for a Supreme Court which is interested in its nation, would not sit aloof for government business to be halted.
Then so now they are doing politics. Supreme Court is the government business for our home being. But Supreme Court,
government business is Ghana business.
No, yours is deliver judgment. Make sure that you interpret the laws or the issues we bring to you. Interpret the constitution for us. Government's business for our home being. Then they are doing politics then. The executive should be worried and not the judiciary. Because we have equally important things in front of them now that we are not getting judgments for. But you can pick and choose some of the things that are most important and some that are not. Mind you, LGBTQ bill is, I don't know right now if it's in the air or I don't know. Desist and resist. It's still pending in the air. Right. It's not even gotten to the presidency. It means that now everything Parliament does must be policed by judiciary. I don't think it is right. And in all of this, the executive, headed by the president, is sitting in one corner and is laughing at them. Because now Galamsey has gone down. Yeah, now he's not in the news. It's Parliament versus judiciary. Are they in one corner? Are they relaxed?
But this is just to chip in. Talking about the Galamsey fight, I heard Erastus Donko was attacked by armed men, both he and his crew. And this is a man who has been very strong with the fight against Galamsey. So I think we need to offer our voices. It's not the way to go. Now, the majority leader, because I'm addressing this based on the status quo. And as it stands now in Parliament, there's a ruling that 4 seats have been vacated, and in those 4 seats, it made NDC the majority. So this time, I want to address them as majority. Atofosin, who is the leader of the majority caucus, is saying that, look, right now, as it stands, this is what the ruling of the Parliament is. They respect the ruling of the Speaker and not the ruling of a Supreme Court judge.
Let's bear in mind that there's no ruling from Supreme Court yet.
Okay, but the ruling is to stay.
Execution is not ruling.
Good. Now, the argument is, if I haven't even executed that, how do you even stay it in the first place? Because, mind you, at the time when Afenumakin went to the Supreme Court, the Speaker had declared those 4 seats vacant. So, how then do you stay such a ruling from the Supreme Court?
Right now, I don't even understand why there's a problem with that. First of all, like I keep saying, Parliament is a body on its own, right? And I was expecting the Speaker to make a comment about even the seating arrangements. That didn't come.
Okay.
So, in as much as the House has been adjourned indefinitely, we will still have that problem of who should sit on the majority side and who should sit on the minority side. So, what it means is that, in as much as the Speaker has adjourned the House indefinitely, he is silent on who is minority and who is majority.
So what happens? What happens now? Because
we all wait to see after they are called back from the indefinite adjournment. We'll see, because now what it means is that the Speaker is telling us that he stands by his ruling.
Okay, so now
and
you know
what
what
he did
is
very strategic.
Talking about Speaker standing by his ruling, I think we should go into the substantive ruling, the ruling that brought about this whole thing. So yes, this all this started by Haruna Idrisu, who petitioned the Speaker that 4 seats should be declared vacant. Why? Because based on the notice of poll, either some of them are going independent or others are moving from independent to the next to the other party. So declare these 4 seats vacant, and in doing so it then gave the majority to the NDC. Right. So this is the ruling that is bringing about this whole brouhaha, and now they are saying we have a constitutional crisis. Do you agree?
No, we've not gotten there yet. What would have been a constitutional crisis is if for today the Speaker had said, forget everything the judiciary said or the Supreme Court said. Okay. We are going on with our business. That means that they've called the bluff of the judiciary, and that would have been a constitutional crisis.
Right.
Because the law empowers the judiciary to exert its power in this regard by saying stop. Injunctions, we hear it every day, and I'm not sure Parliament is immune to it. That's why I said what the Speaker did was very, very strategic. Now he's left the cards on the table.
Right.
Now we are not convening for you to say I have disrespected your decision, or we are going on disregarding everything that's been. Now I'm saying, hey, it's like assembly. My kids go home. So now you are midterms.
So
if I like, I'll call
now,
you.
who needs it more will be swift in getting the House together.
If you like, waste your destiny. Right. I don't care.
But finally, what do you expect and what do you foresee happening?
I foresee Supreme Court dealing with the matter swiftly. Because now, if truly they are concerned about government business like you mentioned, then they would want to do it quickly so that it is resolved. Right. And mind you, this decision, no matter how it goes or no matter where it goes, it is going to be the new law. Are we going to say that if you switch, when you are in Parliament and you switch from one party to another party, it is okay, and no Speaker can declare your seat vacant? So in the middle of any Parliament, someone would just take their bag and say, I'm going to this side because my party vexed me. Or make sure that they uphold what Speaker said. And it's going to be the new law that we are all going to work with. Wow.
We are in very interesting times, I must say. And I think we are in a time where our constitution and democracy as a nation is being tested.
I always say, will our children and great-grandchildren believe some of the things we've experienced in our lifetime, like COVID, like hang Parliament, 137, 137?
Well, they best believe.
We are writing history.
Yes.
We are witnessing it.
Exactly. And those times when we learn separation of powers.
Imagine,
in social studies and all of that. Well, we are seeing it play out in real time. Beautiful. And for me, I foresee a lot of lobbying going on in the background, and also cool heads should prevail, because at the end of the day, it's one Ghana we all have, and it's the betterment of Ghana.
Violence.
No, we won't choose violence. We are not choosing violence here on Sauce and Pepper. When two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. So for me, cool heads should prevail. National interest should be above any other interest. We hope you enjoyed this show. It has been Sauce and Pepper. Till we come your way next time, have a great week. We're out.